Alright guys, I think it's 2 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and start. So the plan is, this is actually the review from last year. Ms. Robinson was following along in the chat last year and answering questions, and I usually repeated the answer so that way it would be saved on the video. I'll also be following along too with my phone to answer questions in the chat. So if you have any questions, I'll do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to let it play out. This video, I'm literally playing when it's already archived, so if you don't want to watch this or you don't have questions, feel free to watch at your own time. It's just labeled SO review. Just go through my channel and you can find it. We're going to go through every grade level. As you can see, it's an hour and 41 minutes, so it is quite lengthy. But we try to hit every little thing that you guys are going to have, okay? So it's a lot of material. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start it. It's just going to be a little blurry, guys. My very educated mom served us nachos. That's good to remember. It's good to remember. Alright, so what time is it? 4 minutes. I'll wait 4 more minutes. Let me do another easy one that I know I can do. What do you call a plant's way of eating? What's the process called? Or I should say the way the plant gets, the process the plant gets energy. Good job, Rami. Photosynthesis. Then what I'll do is I'll just go over some random things and I'll probably do, just do a little bit and we'll go from there. All of 6th and 7th grade. Okay, good start, good start. Alright, scientific method. Scientific method. Go ahead, do that one first. That should be so simple. Scientific method. So 1 through 7, type it out. If you need to do it in multiple posts, go ahead. Look it up if you have to. Like today's the day to cheat. If you know that you don't know it, this is stuff you should be putting like as a mental note. I should write this down as soon as I get into the testing room. As soon as I get that scratch paper. Do, do, do. Do you guys notice that? Oh, yeah, I'm sure you guys are typing. I'll help you get started. First one's going to be state the problem. I guess I'll have the answer one up here as well. State the problem, gather information. Question, okay, question works for, question 2. Okay. Hypothesis, experiment, analyze data, conclusion, share. Rami, you're not wrong either. The way they wrote it down is just like just think of it as them wording it slightly different. You've got the main thing. What's the problem? The hypothesis, the experiment, get your data or observe. Then see how they kind of said record, that's your observe, and then analyze right there. So we have record, that's how you wrote step 4, and then they just combined it into one step. So as long as you have that, you're going to be fine, okay? And then state the conclusion. Alright, so this is just more scientific method. Okay, if you guys feel like you need me to stop here, I can. Alright, what's an independent variable? What is, just tell me what it is. Just define an independent variable. Oh, and Miss Robinson's here. Yay, Mrs. Robinson. So she can correct me anytime I say something stupid in chat. So what's an independent variable? Who changes it, Rami? Rami, who changes it? Good, alright. What's the dependent variable? And I know Josh and Eric, you're in here too. I know you guys are listening. You can talk too, okay? I don't want to feel like it's just Rami. Very good, Rami. Good job. Alright, so you guys wanted more 7th grade. Let's go. Alright, so let's do this. So you guys should be able to see it pretty clearly, right? So let's do this one. Tell me which one goes with ribosome, number 8. Ribosome, number 8. What letter goes with ribosome? Come on, guys. I know you participate more than this, and it's usually more than just Rami. Well, dang. It actually is just you, Rami. It is I, Rami. Structure that created proteins. The letter I there. Will you tell me what you want to do, Ram? Oh, there's some other people there. Okay. So, alright, so it looks like we need to work on this. What about vacuole, number 4, Rami? Where's vacuole going to go? Good job. Letter E. So that's what determines, basically that's where the stores all the cell materials. All right, so Miss Robinson pitched in mitochondria number 2. Where's that one going to be? Mitochondrion number 2. Attaboy, Rami. Rami, is there any one of those theirs that you feel? I'm a Go ahead and do number 1. Endoplasmic reticulum. Which one's that? Number 1. Good job, Woobit. Layla, the atomic number is the number at the top of any element. So number 1, endoplasmic reticulum. Which one's that? Good job, Rami. You got this. All right. So really quickly, if you're wondering what the rest of it is, I'll leave that. I'm just going to show it to you on the video that way in case you guys want to go back and double check here. So we've got all the answers there. I'm going to skip over and keep going because, again, we got a lot to cover and I'm not staying up all night. Yeah, Rami, man, you're going to do well. You're going to do well. All right, so the video, you can always go back and look there. Okay. So we've got the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Oh, God, I hated always saying those. So pro is going to be your simple ones. Eukaryotic, as you can tell, that's like your mammals, your plants, things like that. They're going to be the more advanced cells. So let's do this. Prokaryotic cell, does it have a cell wall? Yes or no? Just a simple yes or no. Layla, I'll get to 6th grade. I'm just trying to go through 7th grade really quick, and then I'll do 6th grade, okay? Actually, Rami, it's yes for prokaryotic. They do have a cell wall. What about cell membrane? Okay, I'll do the watershed stuff too. I just gotta get to it. Yep, good job, Woobit. What about genetic material? Still on prokaryotic. I'm just going down prokaryotic first. Prokaryotic's more the simple cell, while eukaryotic's going to be your more advanced cells, like in us and plants and stuff like that. But as you can see, here I'll scroll up just a little bit. It gives you a definition right there as well. So that way you can go back and look at that while we're answering these. So genetic material, yes or no? So far, prokaryotic has a cell wall. Prokaryotic has a cell membrane. Prokaryotic, yes, has genetic material. So the top 3 are yeses, the bottom 3 are nos. No nucleus, no mitochondria, no chloroplast. I'm going to tell you they're all yes over here. The only difference is for the cell wall, it's only in plants. So this is plants only. for chloroplast is only in plants. So if I go down here, you can see yes, 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 no, no, no. Yes, plants only. Yes, 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 plants only. That's all right, Rami. You've been doing pretty good. Um, I'll switch over to sixth grade now. Um, we already did the planets. Since Mars, Venus, Earth. Oh, whoops, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, uh, Uranus, Neptune, and apparently Pluto is not a planet anymore. So, uh, uh, do we need to stop at planets? Oh wow, older students stopping by. That's fine, Layla. That's fine. So, all right, planets. I mean, I would hope. Well, let's just do this. Is there a comet? No, there's not even a comet to mix it up with. Which one's rotation? What's going to be a rotation up there? So number 11, rotation. Where would that get matched up with? All right, guys, rotation. And that's cool. You guys know you're welcome. Guys, come on, let's go focus. Here, I'm going to skip that one. I'll let y'all see it really quick. I gotta get it up over here. So rotation is going to be D there, do a turning of the planet on its axis. If it was me testing, I'd mix it up with revolution. Revolution is how we're moving actually around the sun. So rotation is like just you're spinning, and the revolution is the long trip we take to get around to, around the sun. All right, so let's keep going. Oh, goodness, I did not like this. So phases of the moon. All right, let's try this. Can anybody tell me what number 2 is? Phases. I did not see you say the answer, Rami. Okay. Number 2. Phases of the moon. And I will tell you right now, I'm looking this answer up because I would struggle with this. I was never good at this part. What's number 2? Good job, Rami. Waxing crescent. So flip it to number 4 then. So now, dark side, you got more visible light on the moon. What's that going to be, number 4? Very good, Rami. Oh man, I hated saying this. Waxing gibbous, I think. Oh, it's been so long with these terms. But good job. And so when we flip it and we go down here, it's just going to be this, the same. What do you call this one? So we have a bright moon. What do we call that one? Fresh. It's really bright. See everything. Good job, Aiden. Okay, so what do you call this one that's really dark then? So we got full moon. What do you call the one that's really dark? Good. Good, good, good. All right, let's keep going then. And like I said, I'm going to keep trying to show you the answers so that way you can have them to check on your own. So it's in red marker. I know it's a little hard to read, but the video again, so you should be able to go back and look at it. All right, renewable, non-renewable. I hope you would know that by now. Earth's energy. I'm gonna give you that. The equator. Meh. Now let's do the water cycle. Alright, so put them in order. You see the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put them in order. Go ahead and type it out. What? Alright, I'll go back to non-renewable and renewable in a second. They should know that from my class as well, though, because we talk about basically the resources that come from the ground, all that kind of stuff, when we were talking economics. Oh, let me double check, Aisha. You went too fast. I wasn't ready for it. So let's see, Aisha, really quick. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation, runoff, precipitation, runoff. You missed one. Infiltration, then transpiration. So Aisha, you got everything except for after runoff. That's where you would sub in. That's where you would sub in right there, infiltration. But otherwise, you had it down perfect. It's like we try to help you guys, you know? See, Jabril, I'm helping you review even now for high school. I know. It's coming in clutch like that. All right, try 7, 8, 9, 10 here, 11, 12, and then we'll go back to resources here. So try this really quick. These are just the definitions. So, you know what, actually, yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'll just show you this one. Where is it? So that way you can see, so you, like I said, you had it pretty much, Aisha, earlier. You can see right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then here you go. These are the definitions right here. I'm going to let it sit for about 5 seconds here, just let you guys be able to get the answers by going back. You can pause the video and look. Alright. So we're going to go back here now. Whoops. Let me get the right one. We're going to go back to non-renewable and renewable resources. Alright. So let's do this. Here's your categories. Tell me the 5 renewable resources. 5 renewable resources. Put them over here. Well, obviously, just type them out. Type them out, 5 renewable resources. I have not done clouds yet, no. Did you know that goat was actually our team name this year? We got to pick as a group. So, of course, you know, we had to be the greatest of all time. I will do clouds. Which grade is clouds in? I'll get to it. Yes, Morgan, we just did moon phases. So let's take a look, see if you were right. So for our renewable resources, let's double check here. Yeah, I'm at Lake Richard, bro. Let's see, Aisha, or no, Rami was first. So we've got wind, we've got hydropower, we've got solar, we've got geothermal, and we've got biomass. So very good, good job, guys. Remember, a trick is if you know one category, you should automatically know the other category. Just take out the ones you know are renewable, and then that gives you what's left, which is non-renewable. Renewable is going to be the things that we can always produce. So since we always have the sun, we can always keep getting solar. There'll always be wind. We can always turn a turbine with that. Non-renewable is eventually going to run out. So that's why coal, gas, things like that are on the non-renewable side. Very good. Okay. All right. So what was the request earlier? What's bio? Ask yourself that question. That'll give you the answer, Rami. All right, I'm just gonna keep going then, Miss Robinson. Feel free to stop me. Geothermal is coming from the earth, like heat, heating from the earth, stuff like that. Um, there's air currents. Let me get back to the actual trivia parts. There's the water. I like this one. All right, water cycle. Tell me the 3 steps. Tell me 3 steps to the water cycle. And I'm telling you, Rami, that if it's a question that you're not sure of, I'm sure Miss Robinson taught you. You can also feel free to look it up. But geothermal, I already answered, and biomass, bio's body. This one's an easy one. I thought it was gonna be a little bit harder. Well, I think I think the way the person who wrote this paper, they were going for something a little bit different. So again, I have the answer key up on my laptop as well, so that's why I can see it. They were just going more of like the basic states, not what not, and it's good you know your water terms. So what are just the regular states of matter? So essentially, there's only 3 anyway. So what should they be? I'll come back to those ones you just said in a second. Um, but that's not what they wanted. So gas, liquid, solid. Good. Now, what are the 2 that are in precipitation? Good job, Aisha. So in precipitation, what do we get? Well, plasma doesn't apply, but good job. Good job on recognizing that. Solid, liquid, and then the last one, evaporation. What do we got? What about evaporation? Gas. Good. Ah, I just dropped my phone. All right. So, see, as you can see, like that's where I was going from with that. Okay. The key to life.
That's sideways. I'm not trying to. All right, clouds. You guys wanted clouds, anyways. Here we go. All right. So I'm gonna read this one out loud because I do know that cloud questions can be a pain in the butt to answer. So I'm just gonna read it and then we'll look at the questions. So get a good look at the graphic here. Clouds are formed when rising air is cooled and the water vapor condenses on tiny particles in the air. Tiny water droplets are so small that they remain suspended in the air. Use the illustration below to answer the questions. So you guys can see there. If I zoom out, unfortunately, you really can't see the questions. So go ahead and let's try this. Why don't you tell me, answer two, all the even numbers, 2, 4, 6. Answers 2, 4, and 6, and write them in the chat box. 2, 4, and 6. So the rising air mass becomes cooled and the water vapor blanks. Why do the cloud droplets not fall to earth as soon as they are formed? And what causes the shape of a cloud? Man, Aisha's getting it quick. Condenses is correct. Condenses, not condensation. Condenses. Not getting the same answer for number 4, Aisha. Okay, so let's take a look. In case you want to study the water words, all that goes with them. Give you a second to look at them. And there's that one. In case again you just want to pause and take a look, because I'm just trying to cover as much as I can without taking forever. So we have the rising air mass becomes cool when the water vapor condenses. Very good. Why do the cloud droplets not fall to earth as soon as they are formed? And Miss Robinson can correct me if these are wrong. They are so small they remain suspended. So essentially, they're just not going to get big enough to fall to the ground. And what causes the shape of a cloud? Um, the wind, simply. Is there something really big on the news? Just like type in the chat if unless you're playing because otherwise I don't got time for that. So you can see the answers there. All right. So I'm gonna keep going. I identify the types of clouds here. Identify the 3 different types. So I'm left to right. Go ahead and do that. Well, time for me to turn on the news then. I didn't hear what happened, Brianna. All right, let's see if Aisha is still perfect. She's been pretty quick. So the cumulus, cirrus, and stratus. Very, very good. So the cumulus are like the little white, little fluffy ones we see all the time. Stratus, it looks like storm clouds. Cirrus right there. Okay. Ah. All right, so some more cloud answers for you guys. Um, we won't sit here and go through them all. Clouds determined by wind. It looks like they really want you to know like the difference. So lower ones are going to be stratus, higher is going to be cumulus and cirrus. Gonna leave that up there. Don't say that, Hannah. Always try. Oh, the weather. Mm, I mean, you guys gotta know what warm and cold fronts are. You don't need me for that. I'll do the graphic though. Let you look at the answers. So you can see the difference. I had to sneeze. So you can see the difference with our storm clouds. You can see how they're kind of appearing. You see the rains in the back here, and as the clouds are lurching forward, the rain will gradually fall behind it. You see the little slanted line there. That's going to be off on a warm front. And then when we have a cold front, you get this little air pocket here. So that's what's creating it, and that's when we get, if we ever were to get snow, it's got to develop like that. All right, let's keep going down 6th grade. Oh gosh. Literally, this is okay. This is a question where if I was your teacher, I would get pissed off if you missed. I will go back, Aisha, in 1 second and look at an occluded front because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know and I'm going to have to look it up. But this is the type of question that they're going to have on your science SOL that nobody, no matter if you slept all through science, you shouldn't miss. This is a graph reading question. So literally, you go down here, you have to find Michigan. So what they want you to do is be able to find out, you should know where Michigan is. Michigan's right up here, so you've got to find this little graphic. It says flurries. You should write down the answer, flurries. That is it. That's really all you got to do here. Okay? Um, we go to our next state, New York. It's again assuming you know where New York is. New York's right here. You would write flurries again. As you go down to Texas, you've got, the basically nothing. You've got what looks like lines of equal temperature. So you're going to be able to say, it's going to be warm and basically hot down there. You don't need to know anything about science for the most part except for how to read a graph. So my point is make sure you use every piece of information, and like you highlight the things that you think are important. Knock out the things that don't. So if you get a question like this, and there will be questions where it will give you 6 things, and if you miss one, you miss the whole question. I'm not saying it's fair, but I'm saying you have to be able to expect that and, be able to work with it. All right, so you want me to go back to a occluded front. I don't know what an occluded front is, just being honest. So where was the occluded front? It's when colder air forces warm air upward, which closes off warm air from Earth's surface. Okay? And then you have the opposite, which is going to be the stationary front. Neither cold air nor warm air advances or moves. When the two fronts meet, temperatures do not change and a gentle wind occur. So, I hope that helps, Aisha. I'm sorry I'm not that good with knowing all the weather terms. So again, you can see, the keys that they're going to give you, they're pretty much going to always be this. Just being able to label what type of weather's going to fall. I'm going to ask Miss Robinson to answer that one, Isabella. She's in the chat. She is our science teacher here. I told you I have no clue, so hopefully Miss Robinson can answer. What does an occluded front cause? Because I don't remember from, wow, a long time ago now. Alright, so we have more weather. Unless you guys tell me you need weather, I'm going to keep going. Let's do different spheres here. 1 through 5, you got your answer key up there. Put the spheres in the right spots. Somebody other than Aisha be first and be right. Do it. Don't let her win. Do it, Rami. Do it for the vine. Yay! You guys beat Aisha. Mission accomplished. No, Hannah, you did good though. You did very good. You were right there, okay? Alright, so very good. We got exo, we got thermo, we got mesosphere, stratosphere, and troposphere. Okay? So if it's me, how I look at it, my way of cheating on it, if I was trying to give myself a way to remember it, is the M's in the middle, M for middle. So number 3, mesosphere, boom, in the middle. M, middle, 3, right in the middle, 1 out of 5. Okay? From there, I would have to do it as, I got ET up top, ET, alien, Alright, and then down here we got ST. So the E should be easy, and the S should be easy, right? So now we've placed those two. Now you just gotta figure out which one's thermo, which one's tropo. If it was me, I think tropical rainforest is one of the biomes that you guys gotta know. So that's how I would put 5 there, 2 there. But that's my way of remembering it. If you guys got a different way or better way, other ways, we'll go with that too. I think Aisha's just covering. I think we all embarrassed her by doing it quicker than her, and she just can't live with the shame. But that's okay. That's okay. All right, go ahead and I'm just gonna show you the answers here for this next one. Make sure I didn't miss any of the measuring equipment here. I'll let you guys get a look at the symbols there. Again, you can pause it and go back. There's your measurements. I'm gonna leave it up there. So for air temperature, you got thermometer, atmospheric pressure is barometer. Your wind is your wind vane, or oh gosh, the anemometer. I'm gonna go. I think I said it right. Maybe I don't know. And you've got your rest of them all right here on this right hand side. You can see them all. I'm leaving that up there for a second, so that way you can know to pause and come back here. Um, Khalil, it's one of those things that we don't know what's going to be on the SOL 100%. So it's more of like we're just saying like here they are just in case. Odds are if they want you to give a symbol, you'll have at least some options to choose from there. And, that way maybe it will help you trigger something just by watching it and seeing it today or tonight. All right. Oh, whoops. So there's what we've been doing. Again, you can see the definitions down there. Alright, graphing the atmosphere. It's just more graph work. Alright, watersheds. I know, I can tell you this. I know all the release tests I've ever seen. For whatever reason, Virginia's obsessed with watersheds. Okay? Um, I know that there will be a watershed or two questions about this thing just because they're obsessed with shoving watersheds down Virginia because Virginia has a ton of watersheds. So definitely want to spend time here. All right. All right, let's just do number one. I'll skip around and do a couple here. Tributary. What's a tributary? Which one is tributary? Which one? Which letter? Just type out the letter. Look at Hannah being first and correct. It is G, a stream that flows into a large stream. Good. All right. Let's do the nice big word that we're all probably trying to avoid. Eutrophication, number 6. Eutrophication, write down the letter. No, Aisha's back to getting them right the first time. It was a good run, guys. We got them right ahead of her a couple times. So it is C. All right. The process by which nutrients in a lake build up over time, causing an increase in the growth of algae. Look, if it was me, and maybe, I obviously, guys, I'm not a science teacher myself. I went and found these, I did some research and found these review guides, so I'm going off of that. Um, that's a big word. What I would do is I would try and get all the ones I knew and then go back. This is where I would use that elimination tool. Okay? So let's do one that I'm sure you held of. What about a delta? Number 8. You should have heard of a delta before. It is not L, guys. I know that they still use the term deltas today. Well, Miss Robinson, that's cheating. You're the science teacher. Yes, Aisha, you got it. J. Okay, so it's a landform made of sediment that's deposited wherever it flows into an ocean or lake. Okay, and guys, this is why we're going over this because it's not always easy. All right, let's just get out what a watershed is. Number 3. Which letter is watershed? Watershed. Number 3, watershed. What is that? Good job. That a boy, Rami. Way to beat Aisha. Anyways, the land area that supplies water to a river system. Good job. All right. So, I feel like you guys got enough of that. So there's the answers. If you want to go over and look at them yourself and then see how they match up there. Okay. Um, you can basically kind of look at the video in different points and quiz yourself. Again, that's why I'm showing you the answers afterwards and doing it that way. All right. In case you want any more of the definitions, just smash the letter up. Okay. Oh gosh, and there will be questions like this. There's gonna be drag and drops. Okay, science, they love to do the technology enhanced questions. And again, this is where if you miss one, they're gonna get you. So, all right, I'm just gonna show it to you. Obviously, you can't do the drag and drop here. So we have the glacier down to the tributary. There's our lake. Make sure you know where the arrows are going to. Lake's right there. Waterfall. We have a meander, alluvian fan, and oxbow lake. Man, that's a term. Rapids, and there's our delta where we have the landmass equaling out. All right. Oops. Let's keep going. It's really hard to read from this angle. All right. This is one of the ones I'm not going to make you do. I'm just going to go over it. Leave that on there. Let you look at it for a second. Okay. So you can get a good look. Check it. That's what Miss Robinson mentioned, estuary. Guess that's where our habitats for creation. Okay. So here's how we measure each one or what they do. So pH, I remember that one. That's acid. Ooh, bonus question. Something I actually definitely know. Um, uh, what number is 7 on the pH scale? What number is 7? Or you can answer Miss Robinson's question too. All right, good, good. Neutral, good. All right. What about a 1? What about number 1 on the pH scale? Neutral is correct. What about 1 on the pH scale? All right. What about all the way to the other side then? I believe it's what? Is it 13? I can't remember. It goes all the way 14, I think, right? 14? All right. So you can see all the different things that we measure. I doubt. I mean, here you should know it's pH and how to measure that. I doubt they'll say test kits. It's too simple an answer for them. But they might ask you what each one of these things are. Temperature, salinity, salt. Uh, oh, Miss Robinson's starting to get out the emojis, guys. So again, here's a whole nother watershed thing. They're gonna definitely ask watershed questions, guys. Like, get ready for it. All right, so the rest of this is just review questions, which we're not gonna do. There's that activity. All right, 7th grade. What are we feeling here? Okay, well we already did some of it, Brianna. I can tell you that much. Energy pyramid and food chains at least. All right, well I'm gonna keep going then, unless I see. Ooh, all right, I want to show you the animal cell. I know that I would have struggled with that too. If it's something that I'm like thinking, man, that's hard to remember. I'm gonna assume you guys would be hard to remember too. So there's our animal cell. There's our plant cell. I guarantee one question will be about the difference between those two. Um, I remember that when I was in school. Rami, here's the prokaryotic and eukaryotic again. So there, you can just get a quick double check and you can see the differences and what they do. And there's your definitions. Again, you can pause, you go back, pause it, and read it yourself on your own time. Okay, buddy? So I'm gonna we got a good look there. All right, let's keep going. Plant cell, animal cell. All right, number 1. All living cells are composed of what? What are all living cells composed of? Aisha, first again. Cells, 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 cells. All right, let's try another one. Number 5. All cells are basically the same in blank composition. That's why I'm skipping numbers so Aisha can't cheat. Ding ding ding. Hannah with the correct answer. Chemical. Chemical is correct. Alright. These two down here, I'll put the answers up for all these in a second. You have to, they're going to ask you this question too. What is the mitosis reproduction? What is the meiosis? So type that out in the chat. Mitosis is blank reproduction, and type out meiosis is what type of reproduction. I guarantee you those two will be on there. Uh-oh, Hannah's halfway. You can do it, Hannah. Beat Aisha. Hannah, 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 Hannah. Robbie, that's just a mess. Hannah, Hannah, Hannah. Yay! Hannah beat her sister. Beat her sister horribly, horribly bad. Oh man, good job, Hannah. Alright, so there's your answers for those over there. Okay, if we were looking at those earlier. And you can see mitosis is asexual reproduction. Okay, we're getting a single division where meiosis is where it's split into four. That's all I remember is meiosis was 4, mitosis was 2. Okay, good job there so far. So I didn't want to quiz you on this, so I just want to let you get it out. So I would think uni you would be able to know one, but I guess maybe not. Okay, has one cells a U. So there you can take a look. It's U, you know, which one, if it has a U next to it, it's unicellular. If it has an M next to it, it's multicellular. Okay. Um, Down here we have our organization. All right. I believe Miss Robinson told me this was going to be super important, that you guys are struggling with it, okay? So I'm going to zoom in super hard here, okay? So this is from smallest to biggest. So we've got the organelle. It's inside the cell. You got the actual cell. Then you've got tissue. And you've got organ, organ system, organism. But you can't do the answers when I already have it on there. So Miss Robinson, you don't want them knowing organelle stop like ahead of time, like an organelle is inside the cell, right? Like so you don't want them to know like that should not be considered the smallest, or do you want them to just have basic cell as their starting point? Which yes to which one? Yes doesn't tell me anything. By the way, Isabella, do you have a brother? Okay. So cell being the basic, but organelle is inside a cell. All right. So let's just keep going. Zoom back out a little bit. Four basic life functions of an organism. List them. Go. Oh, okay. Sorry. Isabella, by the way, I taught a student that had a last name Milner, so I was just wondering if you had a brother. That's all. That's right, Rami. Don't make me have to ban you or put you in timeout. Alright, you good. This is another one I could see them asking too, so that's why I'm not moving on yet. Well, she's got two, but she's taking too long, so I'm gonna just go ahead a little bit. So, we've got respiration, excretion, growth, reproduce. Respiration is breathing, excretion is bathroom, growth is getting bigger, and reproduce is obviously having a child. Alright, so here are the different ways things can get around. Osmosis can be a process by which they move to an area of higher concentration to low concentration. So you want to go from crowded to less crowded, or if you want your science terms, from dense to sparse. We talked about that when we talked about electoral college, if you guys remember that. Um, let's see. Passive, meaning no additional energy. I mean, that's pretty simple. No energy. Passive, like you don't do anything active, it's going to be more energy. Semi-selective, permeable, and allows small particles in a cell, but prevents large particles. Diffusion, process by which solutes move from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration. So that's going to be more of a solute, whereas osmosis was water. Eh, mm, I'm just going to go to the answer sheet here. Let y'all take a look at the difference between plant and animal needs. Some, more review if you want to look at these questions about the for cells, and basically looks like cells and how they work, the differences. So the the ones that are circled here, you can see those are the ones that are living or is doing a living process. So rock, not circled because it's not living, whereas a tree, a cat, a mold is all living objects. And it talks about their energy uses and all the things that a living thing would do. Um, oh, stimulus. Um, what's the other one? So when you either you do something or you don't do something, what's that called in science? I get to biomes in a second. I got you on biomes. What's that process called where either you take action or you run away? It rhymes. It rhymes. A choice does not rhyme. It is merely a term. So this term is multiple words and it rhymes. Fight or flight. Okay, just want to make sure you guys remember that. That is technically a science term, so it's good that you know it. All right, let's keep it going. Oh, this one will definitely be on there. Oh, they will ask you this one all day. They'll probably tell you to put them in order too. Um, yeah, go ahead and put them in order here. Let's go biggest to smallest. Or I guess it should be simplest to most complex. So most simplest to most complex. Bonus, if you have a mnemonic device, I know Miss Robinson taught you guys this, King Philip or whatever one she went with. Write it out too in the chat. Maybe somebody will see it and it'll help them remember. I guess it makes it easier when I have this right there so it kind of tells you exactly which order. Nice. I like it, Hannah. Good job, everybody. I was not cheating on this one. I kind of gave it away here. Here's the different types. Talked about this stuff already. What is the scientific name? What do you mean, what is the scientific name? I'm gonna leave that one for Miss Robinson because, yeah. So this is just some more stuff you can kind of do to help remember that. Some more of the classifications. There's the nomenclature right there. Man, I tell you what, kids, good luck on some of this. A lot of fancy terms here. Alright, photosynthesis. I mean, come on, that's pretty. I remember that one from science, chlorophyll and all that stuff. I'm just going to show you the answers before we go back to having you guess, because that one, hopefully, you should know by now. It's another one. I could easily see them making a plant, doing it as a graph. So again, you can go back and look at this. We did water cycle earlier, but you can see there's the condensation, precipitation, and there's the evaporation coming back up. I'm giving you guys support. It's more of me just being honest. I will be extremely impressed. Uh, y'all get 600 on this. I could pass this test, but I don't know if I would get a 600. So I'm actually really impressed with any of you guys, especially if any of you guys get past advanced. It'll be really good. More water cycle, nitrogen cycle. Just gonna let you look at it really quick. Let's keep going. Energy pyramids. All right, Miss Robinson, I know you wanted this one. I kind of showed you the answer already, but let's go down. Energy pyramid, energy pyramid. I already showed you the answer, so it's no harm now. So, here we can see, I'm going to read these questions off. When I get told that this is important, I'm going to usually take the show and definitely pay attention. So less energy is available moving from one energy level to the next. So it takes more energy to move up, so that you're going to have less available as you get to the top because you're constantly moving up, less energy available. Lowest level get the energy is from the sun. Okay, that's going to be your plants for the most part. Um, this is simple math. 1,000, 10% of 1,000 is 100 units. I mean, that's math. That's more math. I mean, that is literally simple math. Uh, and because you're going to run out of energy eventually. Uh, Aisha, the number of pass, changes every year. Just I wouldn't worry about that. I would say a teacher would never, at least this is what I tell my students. I would never get mad. For instance, if Rami went in, and I think Rami will do fine. Oh, you can answer Miss Robinson's question while I talk. Which level has the most energy? Is what she said. I think I would be okay with my student who busted his butt or her butt. Maybe they used some of the scrap paper to write down some formulas or something they might struggle to remember. Uh, at least they take their time reading. The only time I would ever get annoyed with a student, and I'm not allowed to say anything during the testing, is if a student finishes the test in 40 minutes and they fail, because that just tells me they didn't care. That's the only time I get a little bit annoyed because basically it's just kind of saying, I don't care about you or I don't care about this class. Ms. Robinson, did I get it right? Yes, producers. Good job. Good job, guys. Good job. Good job. All right, so here's our food webs. So you can see trees, they're going to be on the low end. They're not exactly the best predators. Trees can't sneak up on you, whereas a hawk can come swooping in and pick up the rabbit and have it for dinner. So basically, it's what eats what here. Basic needs of all living things. They all need food, energy, biotic, abiotic, all the relationships. Oh man, I remember those stuff. It's all coming back to me. Do SOLs matter? Yes, they do matter. Um, I am super competitive, one with mine. They do matter because your teachers in the future will look at them and they'll try to base their instruction. If a teacher is doing everything that they should be, we should look at the data, which is what your SOL provides, and it gives us a look. Now, it doesn't mean it defines you as a person, but it gives us a look at like what you're good at, what you're bad at, and then with going forward, I should know how do I need to address that, what do I need to focus on going with you. That's the idea behind it, at least. Okay, it's another way. It's also the way that they hold us accountable as teachers. So, like if all of a sudden I have only 40% of my kids pass, I deserve to get yelled at or possibly even lose my job if only 40% of my kids pass. I'm failing my kids. That means over 60% of them fail. So, yes, they do matter. It's not the end all be all, so don't stress yourself out about it on your end. Okay? Again, what it comes down to is if you try and you bust your butt, the teacher will be happy. You can be happy. The result will be what it is. That's just the best advice I can give you on how to look at it. You guys get your scores on Thursday, in case you were wondering. I don't know if your teachers told you yet. Alright, so there's our ecosystem, community, population, species, habitat, niche. I'm going to leave it up there for a second because you probably need to know that one. Hannah, I've heard, like, aren't you super smart or something like that? Why are you freaking yourself out over there? I'm not doing all that predator prey. It's more of that stuff. Just do more of that. Biomes! Yay, biomes. Alright. All right. So terrestrial versus that. Is there any other? Do they just do biomes? No, they just do classifying them. All right. Do B here. Tell me all the biomes that are terrestrial. Bonus if you tell me what type of terrestrial biome they are. Like, for instance, you would tell me tundra is cold, snow, stuff like that. So that is my one that I'm helping you with. All right, good, Brianna. Stream temperatures. Guys, don't focus on the scores right now. I answered your questions because you asked, okay? I'm gonna tell you though, if you guys start worrying about the scores, I'll just ban you and I'll just talk a lot. Yeah, I asked you to type out um, which ones are land or terrestrial biomes, and then tell me which types. Man, Aisha's on point. Look at that. All right, so taking it down to biomes here. Just go slowly, let you guys take your look at the questions here. That's just reading a graph. So we've got tundra, taiga, deserts, deciduous forests, tropical forests, and grasslands, as Aisha said. All right. And Aisha is fast, I'll give her that. Yeah, don't want to show you the answers yet. So we have biotic, which are going to be the living parts, abiotic, which are the non-living parts. So basically, if it's breathing or if it's considered a live, living thing. So, water can help give life, but it isn't necessarily life, so that's why it's got the A next to it. While grass technically is living, we just learned about plants and, photosynthesis, how they eat and energy and all that kind of stuff. Birds, tree, I would hopefully you would know by now. Graph question, I'm not doing graph questions right now. That's sixth grade window. All right. All right, let's do this one. What is diurnal? What is diurnal? All right, I'll go back to symbiotic relationships in a second, Miss Robinson. Tell me, what is diurnal? Very good, Aisha. What about phototropism? phototropism. You're answering the questions I asked. So I asked a second ago what diurnal was. Now you should answer. Now I'm asking what is phototropism. I'm starting to think Aisha is cheating. I'm calling it now. So Miss Robinson asked me to go back to relationships. Alright, so as you can see, we've got bacteria living inside a terminus digestive system. They're helping each other out. Mutual. So, helping out mutual. When one lives off the other, parasite. When one is getting an advantage but not hurting the other one, commensalism. And that's pretty much the three that you gotta know. And yes, you were correct, Isabella. I mean, I was the opposite, but yes. Yeah, they either go towards the sun or away from the sun, type 2. Rami, you can go to bed anytime, technically. I mean, I'm just reviewing as I go. You don't have to be here the whole time. So adaptations that people, different animals and things have done for their biomes. Talking about what humans have done, I have a feeling it's just bad stuff. Um, there's where we've talked about destroying forests, um, fragmentation. Okay, so when we build a road, how spores get split. Uh, temperature, wind. I'm not lying to you guys. I'm getting tired too. So it's already 9:30. I only thought I was gonna do half an hour, so this is an hour and a half for me on a subject I don't teach. uh, dominant genes, capital letter. I'll let you look at this one. I'm not gonna lie, I struggled with this when I was in school too. Mendel, I know kids that they like to talk about him. That's one of them I would keep an eye on. The pea plants, Mendel. So you have dominant genes and a gene that's not as recessive. So here you have an example. This little square. Number 2 and 4. So you want them to know an organism's physical feature is called phenotype, and then the makeup of the organism's genes, dominant recessive, is called genotype. Alright, well, let me just wrap it up then, guys. It's 9:30. So the more of the squares, that's how you write them. Ooh, Darwin and natural selection. I think Miss Robinson will agree with me. They'll definitely ask one question here about Darwin and natural selection. Survival of the fittest type deal going on there. Either, adapt to survive, mutation, they develop things that help them survive. Fossils. You should know what that is. Alright, that's it. I think that's it, right? Yeah. Evolution. So that's 7th grade. I didn't really do 8th grade, guys. Um, so, uh, mutation or adaptation. Well, there's your mutation or adaptation right there. I didn't do 8th grade. Um, Obviously, you know you've been learning it all year. That's probably the freshest thing in your head. Um, I do think that it's probably at that time where you guys should just go to bed, you know, because it's not going to help you to keep just staying up. I mean, you obviously can make your own decisions, but I don't want to keep you up. Well, yes, they can study as much as they want to tomorrow as well. Um, uh, I couldn't do this tomorrow night though, because well, I guess I could technically. I guess I could do an 8th grade video tomorrow night because I won't be exposed to the test yet. That's true. I could do this tomorrow night because I haven't seen the test. Miss Robinson couldn't help tomorrow. Miss Robinson's gonna be administering the test tomorrow. Well, let's do this. If it's okay with Miss Robinson, she can stay maybe for like 5 minutes and answer your questions. But I was gonna go ahead and get off and actually eat dinner. I haven't eaten my dinner yet because I was trying to make sure I had stuff to go over with you guys. But I'll leave. Like you can obviously stay in the chat and talk. Is everybody okay and good with that? You probably shouldn't unless you limit who enters. I guess it's true because then people could talk about the test and that wouldn't be good. Because if anybody talks about the test, then I get in trouble. But anyways, study. Okay. Um, Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go down and do the 8th grade really quick. Here's the answer key. And I'm just gonna slowly go scroll until I get to the bottom. So this way, if you want to review it, you can, okay? Like I said, I'm just going to keep scrolling slowly. You guys can pause it and go over at any time and look this up. This way tomorrow, if you guys even want to study, you can. You can always just mute me because I know my voice probably gets annoying. I will say, if you guys wait to the bottom, um, I looked at this study guide ahead of time. It has a good little um, cheat sheet ready version, like exactly what you should write on your scrap paper tomorrow for the formulas. So if you just let me get to the bottom, it'll show you, and that might help you. The video will save automatically. All right, Khalil? So again, I'm just scrolling slowly, so you guys will have to pause this and go back and look at it. Oh, they give them the formulas? Okay, well that's good to know. Physical, chemical change. Carson, yeah, I'm actually getting off, buddy. You'll have to watch the video. Right now, I'm just scrolling to the bottom so that people can see, uh, look at this and review it if they want to tomorrow night as well. Hey, there's my pH scale. I knew that was on there at one point. Miss Robinson, do they get a periodic table? That's a good question. Remember though, if you ever think you need to see another one, remember what question that periodic table appears on, and you can always go back to it too if you think you need it for another question. Just saying, if you can write that number down on your scrap paper. Fission and fusion, kinetic, potential, all the different energies. Phase change, waves, light, and sound. Like I said, Ms. Robinson, they can go back and look at the phase change graph. The video will save as soon as I stop streaming. Mirrors, I remember the mirror crap. Concave and convex. Take a good look there between refraction and reflection. No problem, Isabel. You have a good night. Motion. It's really small. Oh, okay. Sorry, Miss Robinson. It's hard to convey tone over typing sometimes. Mass and weight. Newton laws of motion. I guarantee there's one question about one of the laws of motion. Okay, they're like always there. First, second, third, all that stuff. Friction. Your simple machines. There they are. I hated mirrors. I like the thing when you do like lasers with them, but I hated learning. I always mixed up concave and convex. Here's your formulas. Again, Ms. Robinson was talking about it. You will be given one. It has to do the calculations. That's just examples. Magnetism, electricity. Conductors make it easier, insulators make it harder. Magnetism. Review questions. And then at the bottom, right? No, I guess there's not. I thought there was. It was a different review sheet I was looking at. Alright, anyways, guys, that's everything. I am gonna sign off now, and you guys have a good night.